This is the Cali Craze podcast show, episode 4, and I'm going to talk about the P Diddy arrest. You know what I'm saying?
I was hoping you was going to talk about that.
P Diddy arrest. You know, I didn't want to just talk all bad about him. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to shine on the good things that he's been doing. You know what I'm saying? Since a lot of people, they like to
just crucify him so fast.
Yeah, people like to just start.
It's a video though.
Destroying people. I know it's a video, and he did stomp somebody out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know that part. You know he got caught in the act on that part.
He did.
You know what I'm saying?
Like the video is why people are like, oh, this nigga Diddy about to go to jail. He'll be going down.
Yeah.
It was that video.
It was a video. The video was, it wasn't nice at all. You know what I'm saying?
It was nice to watch.
He got arrested. You know what I'm saying? And he was denied bail.
Denied him his bail.
Can't get out. You got a lot of money, but you can't get out. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like, why? Because like they were saying, like other people have done stuff and got out, but why he can't? Because he a black man?
I guess he said he was a danger, a threat to society. You know what I'm saying? But he's been accused of running a criminal enterprise.
Wow.
You know, sex trafficking. Racketeering. Amongst a lot of other charges.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He was doing all that?
That's what they alleged that he was doing.
But he was acting bad.
They show a couple guns, some big bullets and everything else. You know what I'm saying?
So he's a real, like, kingpin, like,
that's what
boss type dude.
That's what they saying. That's what they saying. They said he.
In other words.
Yeah, they said he was. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I just, I didn't want to glorify it like the streets and like the TV and NBC or ABC, whoever them stations was saying it. So I'm not here to glorify the bad things. I just wanted to shine some light on some of the good things.
So what are the good things that Puff Daddy has done?
Well, first of all, you know what I'm saying? He began his career as an intern at Uptown Records, you know what I'm saying? And he progressed into an executive, a music mongo. You know what I'm saying? So from a student.
Around about how old was he when
he was going to Harvard University and stuff like that in DC.
Like
so he was he was a little young because he's been in the game for a minute. He's 54 right now. You know what I'm saying? So he was in his 20s or something. You know what I'm saying? So he built the empire from being an assistant to executive.
Right.
As a young black entrepreneur, black man. You know what I'm saying? And he helped launch a lot of careers. You know what I'm saying? Mary J. Blige, we got Craig Mack, Black Rob, like whoa, you know what I'm saying? Whoa. We got G-Gap, you know what I'm saying? Black Rob, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? Carl Thomas, Faith Evans, Biggie Smalls, you know what I'm saying? Lou.
I mean, he has done a lot for the music industry, that is for sure.
Yeah,
you can't take that away from somebody. I feel like you can't take the accreditation away, you know? What he's done, he has done. But has he done some bad things? Yeah, he has done some bad things. But I'm pretty sure everybody doing bad things in Hollywood.
People make mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
People do make mistakes, though. And that is true.
And this is his chance to learn from the mistake if he actually did whatever they said he did.
The justice system don't care about your mistakes. They say you still got to go to jail.
You got to go to jail if you did some shit.
You made a mistake.
Use my language.
You made a mistake, but your ass still got to go to jail.
And that's the good thing about law. You know what I'm saying? In law, you have to be proven. And you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty.
But didn't they say the feds took them though? So when the feds come, they already got their case pretty much proven.
That's what people say. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I heard from the streets. You know, I don't know for sure.
Right. I don't know what organization took him in, but one time came and got him. You know what I'm saying?
They said the feds. It wasn't the police, the regular, justice. It was the feds.
Yeah, but he helped. He put a lot of food on people's plates and helped a lot of families by helping these artists. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that he did. He helped the black community economically. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, he studied at Howard University. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't ignorant. You know what I'm saying? He was highly intelligent. You know what I'm saying?
Let's not take away from the man's accreditations.
Yeah, let's
separate the man from the crime.
From the crime. Let's,
don't just throw him away,
Yeah, because you seen what happened to him, but we want to go back and see who he really is.
Right.
One situation can't define this man in a whole career of stuff like
they
that.
Said it was a lot of situations.
Well,
going to be a lot of things he was orchestrating with people and making them. I mean, what they're saying is he was making these people do things. I feel like how can a grown man make another grown person do it and then do it again and again and again? Like, okay, maybe one time I might have fell for it, but damn, you was over there for 5-10 years, doing stuff. So how could he have made you do that? He wasn't around you every day. You could have went to the police and got protection or some old shit like that. So I kind of I don't like how the way they just kind of the victims, they just put them they're a victim because I kind of feel like you shouldn't have put yourself in that predicament though.
Right. So, shit happens. However it happens, he's been charged. Now he got to fight the charge. But I wanted to say that in 2017, P Diddy's net worth was $820 million. He was on his way to become a billionaire in 2017. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? As of today,
I feel like he is a very smart businessman. I mean, he definitely knows how to make money. That's
most definitely, and right now he's worth $600 million. That's a $500 million. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of power.
They about to take all that.
That's a lot of power.
They're saying he owes so much money to the judge that they about to. It's really sad what they're doing.
So you saying they finna knock a patch out of his?
They about to knock a patch. They said that he got to put up. He was trying to put up houses. He trying to sell his jet. Yeah. It's kind of sad because it's damn, now, you was at the top of your game and then now it's all crumbling down, Yeah.
He got 7 children, you know what I'm saying? One of his kids played college football for the UC Trojans, his son, you know what I'm saying?
They're saying he killed his baby mama.
The lady Kim Porter.
I'm just saying what people are saying.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
But we ain't gonna take away from the accreditation. They're saying he killed his baby mama. They said they got proof of that. So I'm I hope that's not true though.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here, you know what I'm saying, to shine some light on the background of the man, but it's okay for you to tell me what you've been hearing. Because if that's what you heard, then it's all good. You know what I'm saying? But
he did a lot, but shit. He can't be, killing people.
Yeah, no. I'll cut your balls off and hand them to you.
Right, you can't be killing people, man.
But at the same time, he has 5 studio albums, 2 collaborative albums, 1 remix album, 72 singles.
Take that.
You know what I'm saying? Take that. Work ethic. You know what I'm saying? Consistency, determination. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He got a partnership with Ciroc Vodka, DeLone Tequila, Aqua Hydrate, Alkaline Water. You know what I'm saying?
But
he's part owner. He's part owner with these people. So, the contract got to be over. You know what I'm saying?
Dissolved. He no longer has any business. But I don't know. I can't fact check that. What I'm saying? Because what they said is that he's not
they said a lot of people dropped him.
But maybe he still has a part ownership. That could be true.
Yeah, they said a lot of people dropped him. But if you are a part ownership, you can't just delete
money.
Yeah, right. So some people that was sponsoring him probably did. Right. In 2003, he launched an e-commerce website called Global Empower, you know what I'm saying, which was a marketplace for black businesses, you know what I'm saying? He raised more than $2 million for the New York schools, for children suffering from HIV and AIDS, in New York, he did that, you know what I'm saying? He also invested $2 million in financial literacy, for African Americans, in support of historically black colleges, He had the Sean Combs Foundation, and he gave $1 million to Jackson State University, in support of their football team.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, people make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? People do make mistakes. And only God
can judge, though. You know what I mean? I'm not judging him.
Right.
I don't judge nobody because I feel like in the industry, I think that's what they do anyways in Hollywood. I just think they just trying to throw it on Puff Daddy, but all y'all be doing that weird shit up in there. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of that's just how the industry is. But everybody do it. So, and everybody done did some weird shit in their life, you can't walk around and say you ain't never did no weird shit. He just probably did a bunch of weird shit because he's,
And once you get up there, you feel me, you got to hold yourself at a certain standard, because there's millions of people that want to knock you off that totem pole, off that horse that you riding. Other people want your spot. And it doesn't mean they're going to play fair. It doesn't mean that, they ain't going to be conniving.
And once you say no, everybody know how it is. Once you say no, first you was my friend, but once I say no, it's like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like the one no, you can say 1,000 yeses to somebody, but that one no, depending on the person, could be like, oh, no. Like, well, damn, I done told you yes 1,000 times. I'm not allowed to say no sometimes,
Right.
And so people are like that, they're, very, like, shit, look, if you ain't gonna give me what I want, I'm gonna try to get you, or I ain't really fucking, like, and now you against me, because I didn't give you something that, you wanted or something,
Right. So
I can
yeah, so, at the end of the day, people make mistakes.
I didn't even know he did all that. Commerce and all that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he's a fixture in the black community, and sometimes you have to ask, why did these things happen? Was it natural that these things happened? Did other people play a part? Does it have something to do with money, or was it just his character?
Very much the money.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's what they're saying. What they're saying is, what Diddy did was, he for years provided these freak off parties, which they were happening. How the sex trafficking happened is because he was going all over the world doing them, and people were coming to them. He was charging to get in. Okay, to these freak-offs. He provided the drugs. He provided the sex workers.
Yeah.
He provided the space. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you guys are in there doing drugs. Y'all freaking off at the freak-offs. He had 1,000 bottles of
partying.
1,000 bottles of lubricants and baby oils and shit. Because the thing is, like, you can't. That's illegal. You can't have these freak off parties. You can't be flying people out to, and that's like having, like, you a pimp. You gonna fly out 1,000 bitches to go and fuck and suck and do drugs with people for days in and days out all across these borderlines. That's sex trafficking. And then people were saying, that you took them over there and you like, bitch, bitch, you ain't coming back, bitch, if you don't, go in there and, do this again. So people they got abused during, first you signed up for it, but then it was like on some gorilla pimping shit. You gotta go in there and do that shit. So people came back, they said they was bruised and hurt and all kinds of stuff. Like, so they didn't really put the report out, but what I'm hearing about it is, like, that's why he's really going to jail, because he, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And you got money and shit, but you can't do that. He got caught doing it, and people are telling on him now.
Well,
somebody told on him.
Puff Daddy the best. I respect the fact that he built a career. I respect the fact that, he's a philanthropist and he gives back. And
I respect
whatever
that
happened in his personal life at this point,
I feel like that's personal life. You can do whatever you want to do.
But much love to the Puff Daddy. You know what I'm saying? As a businessman, as a strong black man, and without him, a lot of the music that we rely on for inspiration and all kind of things like that wouldn't be here. So
yeah, he's definitely a fixture in the black community, and it's definitely sad to see another one of our greats go down in that way. They didn't Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, and now it's him. They don't even play the Cosby Show. At first, they wasn't even playing the Cosby Show no more. That show was iconic, and it still is even for the youth today and everybody to watch. It's just a good family show. Like, why would you take that off?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, R. Kelly, he got a lot of great, like, positive music, loving music, regardless of what he was doing, I ain't gonna get into that, but regardless of what he was doing, I still love the music, because I separate the man from the music. I still love the Cosby Show, and yeah, I'm gonna still say take that.
Take that.
So yeah, we're gonna pray for Diddy. I say pray for him. hemisphere. It's Cali Chaye in here. This my introduction. Play this at the function. Let's talk about it. She all about it. We out here living dreams. It's everything it seems. Always on the grind. You know I gotta shine. Out here getting mines. Penny, nickels, and dimes. You better watch your step. I'm one of the last left. Slaying in the sand. I'ma stack them bands. Rising to the top. The ambition never stops. Cali living, Cali winning. You know I'ma make it pop.
Low riders, west siders, slide on Dayton wires. All you smell is fire. Niggas still trying to get higher. Packing tools, no pliers. They selling dreams, they liars. Jacoby and Myers. Across the border are weakened pliers. I'm from the Western Hemisphere, spitting in your ear. I'm looking at money when I look in the mirror. We from the Western Hemisphere. We spitting in your ear. We looking at money when we look in the mirror.